Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Tuesday morning, where it should be a terrific Tuesday on the way. Yes, there's a little chill in the air this morning, but I think it turns out to be a nice day for a couple of reasons. One, any clouds that we do have are on there in the way of clearing out. We've got a couple of clouds up north and to the east and southeast here, but these are clearing on out. We should see a lot of sun for most of the area today. And also with high pressure building in here, light winds today. It's led to the chilly start, but it's going to be a very pleasant fall-like day out there for today. I think I'd say enjoy it. It's one of those rare low wind days here in the fall, and a good amount of sun. Maybe some late day clouds, especially I think here in the western and southwestern areas here. Tonight, mostly clear. This evening, the winds will stay on the light side. Late in the night, we do start to see some clouds move in from the south and southwest. So southwest Nebraska, northwest Kansas will start to see these low clouds build in. Most of us will start off clear and cool again, a little chill in the air. But as the day wears on tomorrow, these low clouds build in. That's something that could hold down temperatures. One thing that's going to try to warm things up a little bit is the winds out of the south and southeast. You can see the breezy winds. And those winds are going to be about 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting to 30, especially right in here. Maybe not as much wind farther to the east. But again, the other big story will be the thickening cloud cover, these low stratus clouds overtaking a large part of the area. I think it stays fairly sunny to the east and back towards the west, which will have somewhat of an influence on temperatures. Tomorrow night, some of those low clouds shifting eastward. I would not even rule out some patchy light rain kind of in these areas here. A few models are hinting at it. Some of these low clouds will stick around into the first part of your Thursday, but gradually I think we'll clear them out and we'll see more and more sun as the day goes on Thursday. The winds will stay a little breezy, but we will be warming up Thursday, as you'll see here in just a bit. Highs today, mid to upper 60s, while a little cool-ish, only about 2, 3, 4 degrees below average for this time of the year. So it's going to be a very pleasant day. In my opinion, this is really an ideal October day here for today. I know some of you want it warmer. That's coming later in the week. But really today looks very pleasant. Let's look around the area here. 60s, mid and upper 60s going to be very common. Outside of a couple of early clouds, mainly sunny skies for today. We'll go 66 in Minden, North Platte, 67 Holdrege, 68 in Red Cloud, 66 in Beatrice, 65 Tecumseh, 68 degrees in Central City, 67 in Columbus, 67 as well in Neely, 68 degrees in Hartington, 69 in Ponca, 68 Blair, and in Fremont. So pretty uniform temperatures. I'd say 64 to 69 is going to be a common high for today. Let's look at tonight's lows. Not quite as chilly as this morning, but still a chill in the air. Upper 30s, low to mid 40s, which this is not that far off from average for this time of the year. Highs tomorrow looking comparable to today, maybe a little warmer, especially in eastern Nebraska, where there'll be more sunshine, upper 60s and low 70s here, low and mid 70s in the panhandle with more sun. But again, those low clouds building in here, that's something that could hold temperatures down back a little bit from warming to their full potential. So I would not even rule out some low 60s in a few spots, but mostly mid 60s and maybe a few upper 60s out there. Tomorrow night, some of those clouds sticking around. The winds are going to stay up a little bit as well. Wednesday night into Thursday morning, a slight breeze. So that's going to keep temperatures up a little bit. So upper 40s, lower to mid 50s for lows into Thursday morning. Thursday, we start to warm up now. Back to the mid and upper 70s, perhaps even closer to 80 or so in western Nebraska. So we do warm things back up above average Thursday. Thursday night's a warmer night, upper 40s, lower 50s again. So a fairly mild night, and then looking towards Friday. Friday comparable to Thursday, maybe a degree or two warmer. Now, western areas might be slightly cooler, but most of us will be once again in the mid to upper 70s and some lower 80s in southern Nebraska and northern Kansas. Looking at that extended outlook here, we continue to trend a little warmer towards the weekend into the second weekend of October. Here we could be back into the low 80s. Now, we get a little bit of a break from the wind, on Friday. But stronger winds return on Saturday. We could see some gusts over 30 miles per hour. Still breezy Sunday into Monday as our next cold front makes its way through. So you see the drop in temperatures there. I have included some small chances of rain and thunderstorms. These are very low confidence chances right now, to be honest with you. I'm very iffy on how much rain we could potentially get early next week. As we look down the road beyond Columbus Day there, you can see we're going to kind of stay closer to average, upper 60s, low 70s for a large part of next week. There are some signs that we might get in on a bigger cool down around the 15th, 16th, 17th of the month. This model does not include that right now. I'll show you some of the models and see what we could be potentially looking at down the road, though. Let's take a look at first, though, at North Platte here as we take a look at the next 3 days. Mid-60s today, a few degrees cooler tomorrow. I think the clouds are going to be thick enough that that's going to hold us back. So I'm going to go 63 on your Wednesday. Back up into the 70s on Thursday. In fact, we'll go mid to upper 70s to right around 80 Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, I did not include rain chances right in here for North Platte, at least for now. That could change. 60s return on Columbus Day and beyond. It looks like mostly mid and upper 60s to right around 70 degrees as we get into next week. A lot of that we'll see how things play out as we get further into next week. But as we look down the road, the Climate Prediction Center for the 14th through the 20th still has us in that above average range, but has some cooler air to our northwest. I wonder if we'll get in on some of that, though. And does have us still in that above average precipitation range, showing that we may see some better chances of rain next week here. I don't think we see a lot to these next several days to come. I mentioned the Wednesday late night to Thursday morning chances. Eastern Nebraska, that's not really a great chance there. Otherwise, as we get into the weekend, these hit or miss shower chances start to return, but I'm very iffy on them. So that's why I said low confidence chances, but I did include a slight chance Sunday and Monday with the cold front coming through. But better chances could arrive later in the week. We'll see, though. Notice the European model, that storm system right there, midweek next week, we get dry slotted. Most of the rain will either be to the east or off to the west, including some snow possible in northwest Nebraska and the Black Hills there. But we could just see a cool down later next week. How about the GFS? How does it compare? It shows the rain late tomorrow night into Thursday morning. I think mainly far southeast Nebraska it's not a good chance, so it shouldn't amount to much. Otherwise, as we get towards the weekend, maybe some chances of rain returning, but like I said, these are all low confidence chances right now. Nothing that screams out to me a great chance, but we'll see. And then next week, this is actually, the GFS is more aggressive and doesn't have us completely dry slotted like the European model does, but also points to some snow off to our west and rain for most of us here. So next week could be a little more interesting, could be a shot of some cooler air behind that system for the second half of next week here. Again, we're quite cool today, tomorrow, but then we do warm up as we get towards the end of the week and the upcoming weekend. And then here comes the cooler air on Monday with maybe a bigger shot of chillier air the second half of next week. So we'll see how that plays out. GFS model, again, we're kind of cool today and somewhat tomorrow, but then we warm up towards the end of the week and the upcoming weekend. And then again, we start to cool down next Monday, but maybe a bigger shot of chillier air coming towards the end of next week, at least for a while here. So we'll see how that plays out in the long range part of the forecast, a long ways out yet. So could be kind of interesting as we get into next week. Maybe not so much these next few days, but looking forward to what should be a really pleasant day on the way for your Tuesday. Well, until next time, I am meteorologist Travis Klineski here. I'll see you all again on Wednesday morning. Take care and God bless. Bye.